So I got back in my apartment and uh, heard someone coughing out in the hallway, and then right when they cough, I'm feeling a frequency in my ear, directed energy weapon. So it's probably a guy out in the hallway doing it, Right as he coughs, I start to feel frequency in my ear. And then the guy at the end of the last video, he had one hand in his pocket when he was getting out of his car next to me. And then he was walking up to the intersection at the same time as me. And then after I turned off the camera, he walked all the way up the block with one hand in his pocket. Because that's just the normal thing you do, right? Is just walk all the way up the block with one hand in your pocket. His pants pocket. Just one hand in one pocket, all the way up the block, like a normal, regular guy, right? Because I just do that all the time. I just walk all the way up the block with one hand in my pocket. That's normal, right? All the way up a block. Isn't that normal to do? Yeah, that's normal. And then I just heard these people out in the hallway and they're talking to each other. And I looked out the people to see if they. It sounded like they were right outside my door, but they weren't though. They were like down the hall a bit. But they started talking synced. And then so I'm just like looking out, and then I turn around and I walk away, and right as I'm walking away, they're like, "Okay, see you later" to each other. And then I take my socks off, and right at that moment, I hear someone walking by my door in the hall. I just do things when I do things. And then earlier today, they were doing that like when I walked away from the door. They were doing that like I was like walking to the one room, then I walked back to the other room, or whatever. And like every time I would like turn around and walk the other way, the siren outside kept syncing up. This ambulance siren, like it turned on synced, and then it turned off synced. I think it like turned off, and then they honked the horn synced. They were like right nearby me, and they like honked the horn synced after the siren turned off. And then I turned around and walked back the other way. Like I like walked up to the window to like look out and see if I could see the ambulance. And they like honked the horn sync there or whatever. And then I turn around and walk the other way, and the siren turns back on again. And then, like I said yesterday, they were doing like there's like 3 sirens outside within the span of like an hour probably. And one of them was like a police siren. He's just like, they'll just make like these short siren sounds, or like that ambulance did today. Like I just said, you just like turn it off and then turn it back on. And like sometimes the cops will be out there and it'll just be like, bloop, bloop. Just make like short siren sounds like that at synced up moments. Or it'll just start up for like a second or two. And then, like I'll repeat this story I told this story on the last video, but I kept getting distracted by all the stalkers. So, um, but like sometimes they'll do these things where it's like a movie scene, like I call it like movie scenes, where it's like up one street they'll have like a theme, or like up one block or whatever. It'll be like whatever, like it'll be all white cars up one block or whatever. You know what I mean? So like I was walking up the street and I was going to Walmart, and they knew I was going to Walmart, so they had time to do this little movie setup ahead of time. You know what I mean? Because I usually walk up the street when I go to Walmart, and they knew that's where I was going. I most likely will walk up the street, right? So, like, and like, maybe they would have done it even if they didn't know that or whatever, I don't know. But like, probably they do things like that, like they have more time to set it up, so like, you know what I mean? So, um, they had these dogs in this yard where these stalkers live, and their dogs are always thinking on me when I walk by their house. Like they just run up to the fence next to me. But like that's a normal thing that dogs do, right? They just run up to you at the fence and bark at you. It's normal, okay? But like they do it right when I walk up to the corner of the fence. And then they just bark at me. And then as I'm walking up to the front of the house is on the right of me. I'm walking up the right side of the street. And as I walk up to the front, like I'm coming up the back of the house, and as I walk up to the front of the house, the corner of it, there's a like those dogs are barking at me all the way. And then there's a car driving by to the left of me on the street with a dog in the window, barking at me as it drives by, not barking before or after it drives by. Just right when it drives by me, right at the corner of the house. And then I walk up a block up the street, and there's another house at the other corner. Like it's like right there at the street. Each house, they're right at the corner of the block, right? So I walk up to the other block, a block ahead of me, and there's another house right there on the right of me with another dog in the back or in the side yard fenced in yard, barking at me. And then right when it jumps up on the gate next to me and barks at me, the train horn starts going off right at that exact moment. And then I don't know if it went off at that street or what, but then I get to the next street and it's going off as I cross the street, and then it's like going off right there, like huh. And then I get to the curb across the street and it's like huh. And then I get to the sidewalk and it's like huh. No, it's like huh. You know, but like right at the curb, it's just like huh. And then I walk up to the next street and the train horn is going off again at that street, and it's louder this time, it's closer to me this time, but it wasn't going off in between there. So it's just like this little movie set up that street. And then I think the train horn was going off at the next street or something too, I don't remember. It's just like dogs, it was just dogs at the one house with the other dog driving by, and then another dog at the next street with the train horn at the same time, and then the train horn again at the next street, and then again at the next street. Stalked heartedly. Ooh! And then when I came out of Walmart, there was a car alarm going off in the parking lot across the street. And then it stops going off when I walk by the corner of Menards, which is across the street where the car probably was. It was like over in that direction. Like I look over in that direction and I'm right at the corner of a building when it turns off. It's just going, like it probably started right when I walked out the door, but like it was just going off when I come out the door. and then it just stops when I walk by the corner of the building, across the street, like across the parking lot, across the street from me. And then I get to the corner of Walmart, like I'm just walking up the front of the building, sideways, you know. I get to the corner of the building, and there's a plane flying over, like pretty much right over my head, like a little behind me, right as I walk by the corner of the building in Walmart. And then I come out of the parking lot of Walmart, and I pull my phone out of my pocket, and there's a car alarm going off right as I pull my phone out of my pocket. And then it turned off synced, I think, if I remember right, and probably did. And then it was in the parking lot of the Big Red Kino. And then I walk up, I cross the intersection, and I go into the parking lot of Big Red Kino, and then that car alarm is going off again. I think it's the same car. They were both in that parking lot, so it's probably the same car. But then it's just going off. There's like nobody out there. Like there's these other stalkers that walked out the door, but it's not their car though, you know. But then that car alarm was going off when I came into the parking lot, and then it turned off synced. And there's whiteys outside right now. And then a bunch of stupid shit. Stupid. But yeah, if anyone could hit my Cash App, that would help out a lot. Please. But someone opening your car door right now, and I always see her stalking me. She's getting in her car. But yeah, what else? Just out there being retarded again. Ah, ah. And then my refrigerator just went. It just makes these weird noises. It just went. I swear to God, right when I walked up here, it just did that. So, yeah. Shit is bananas, man. Like, this whitey just got to this intersection with this other car, and then I just hear this noise. It's like, or something like that. It's just like some weird noise. I don't even know what it is. Some truck noise or something. Some machinery making sync noises. And then there's red and whiteys with multiple red and whiteys. And there's chemtrails. And the world's fucked.